Welcome, everyone. I'm Mike Mershazadeh.
And I'm Ashley Ward.
And you're listening to the What Matters podcast, and our mission
to spotlight top RIAs, wealth managers, and investment professionals who are redefining wealth management.
Join us as we dive into their journey, strategies, and insights.
Whether you're an investor or an inspiring pro, this is for you.
Get ready for impactful conversations on the What Matters podcast. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the What Matters podcast, where we explore the world of finance and beyond. I'm your host, Mike Mershazadeh.
And I'm Ashley Ward.
And today we are thrilled to have Danilo Kawasaki, the co-founder, vice president, and COO of Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management in Santa Monica, California, joining us.
He is a member of the Gerber Kawasaki Board of Directors and Investment Selection Committee. In 2018, Danilo was nominated Investment News as one of the top 40 advisors under the age of 40 in the country. The following year and this year, he was recognized by LA Business Journal as the leader of influence. Danilo, thank you for being here with us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, you've had quite the impressive journey. We're excited to dive into some topics with you today. Let's start right off with your origin story. Your journey from Sao Paulo, Brazil, being a top-ranked junior tennis player to co-founding Gerber Kawasaki is truly inspiring. Could you share with our listeners your origin story and the experiences that led you to then establishing Gerber Kawasaki?
Sure. That can take the whole hour, but I'll do my best to condense it. As you said, I was born and raised in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I grew up playing tennis. I actually moved away into a tennis academy at the age of 13. And, so tennis has been a big part of my life and kind of opened up the doors for me to come to the States and go to college and play tennis. And I loved it so much, I didn't want to go back. So after graduating from college, I actually tried to play professionally for another year and a half. And I found out pretty soon that I wasn't going to be the next Roger Federer or Rafa Nadal, and it would be very hard to make a living playing tennis. So I decided to pursue my career in financial services. So I started back in 2002. That's when I first got licensed in the industry, and kind of worked my way up and became a branch manager in record time. I was just about turning 24 when they gave me an office to run, and it was a great experience. I actually was living in Orange County at the time, and got to move to LA to run an office for the company I worked for before, and did that successfully until 2008 when the financial crisis hit. And being right in the middle of the financial crisis was a great experience looking back. It was a painful experience at the time, but looking back was a great experience because a lot of things became very clear. The financial crisis of 2008 basically exposed a lot of the bigger firms as far as putting their interests ahead of their clients. And that kind of gave us an opportunity to start a new firm, which we did in 2010. So my business partner, Ross Gerber, and I started Gerber Kawasaki in 2010. The biggest intent was to be a true fiduciary to our clients, and always put our clients' interests first. And fast forward 14 years now, and we have a very successful business. We've expanded into a few other divisions. Gerber Kawasaki has a tax and accounting division. We have an insurance division. We have a digital assets division. We have an international division. So we're very proud of our growth. We all work very hard to make things happen. And in summary, that's the story.
So tell me about this. You guys started in 2010, right? Obviously, that was what a year to start, right? Just getting out of the financial crisis. When you guys had started, what was your AUM when you had started the company? And can you elaborate on how you got to grow to the size that you're at right now?
Sure. Looking backwards, it was a great year to start. at the time, it was a terrifying time to start a new business, right? Hindsight's 2020, and we kind of knew there was a good chance that the markets would rebound and we would catch a nice upswing for hopefully a few years, which we did. When we opened our doors, I think we had something like 60 million in assets under management. You know, it was really a startup, starting from scratch. We're now at a little over 2.8 billion in assets under management. So we've obviously experienced tremendous growth, and you know, but it's a lot of work. You know, it's 14 years of living and breathing Gerber Kawasaki, not just for me and Ross, but you know, our team. We had a few advisors who worked with us before who followed us here, and you know, they also took a leap of faith in coming to start a new company. And you know, many of them are still here today, which something that I'm very, very proud of.
So if you could talk to me about that there. So you guys had started the company, and when you had started the company, you know, and getting lifted and growing to where you're at right now, did you guys do that all through organic growth or inorganic growth or a blend of both?
100% organic.
Wow.
We have made no acquisitions. We haven't merged with anyone. You know, I remember vividly, Ross and I, prior to starting Gerber Kawasaki, meeting, kind of putting our ideas together, you know, our vision for our company. And we were actually at a restaurant, one of those Italian restaurants that, you know, you can write on the table, you know, they have the,
yeah.
So, and it was a big table. So we kind of took that opportunity to basically sketch everything out, what our vision would be, you know, try to make some numbers projections, which is obviously really hard. But you know, we grew 100% organically. You know, part of our business plan to gain credibility right away was to get Ross in the media. You know, he's, I hate to say this in public, but he's, you know, a better looking guy than I am. And, and I knew he would do well on TV. So, you know, he, obviously very smart, person, very articulate and very opinionated, you know, for good or bad. But, yeah, we got him on TV, and, you know, that really helped us build some credibility with the public right away. And again, we have an amazing team of advisors who are very, very dedicated to their clients. And here we are, you know, we managing over 2.8 billion and growing very fast.
So let me ask you this. How many total employees and how many total advisors do you guys have at this point?
We have about 50 employees today and about 28 advisors, if you count Ross and I. We both see clients still. I think we all get into this business to help clients, and I'm very thankful that I get to keep that part of my job, because it's for sure the most satisfying part of my job is working with my clients and helping them achieve their goals.
Really neat. So with having 28 different advisors there, you know, people have obviously followed you guys from your last organization. Did you guys bifurcate the ownership at all to get people to come over with you, or how's that been?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, we believe in having skin in the game, and we actually share in ownership of our firm with our employees, not just our advisors, our employees. Everyone has the opportunity to buy into Gerber Kawasaki and be an owner in our firm. So that was part of our original vision for the firm, is to, you know, make sure that you know, we grow, but also let people who are obviously contributing to this growth to become owners in our company. So we have most of our employees, I'm proud to say, are owners at GK.
Really cool.
Very cool. Well, you guys have had significant growth. And I know starting any new business, it does come with its challenges. Did you and Ross experience any significant challenges that you can recall, in building the firm? And how did you navigate through those?
Yeah, as a business owner, I think by definition, you have to overcome challenges, and the challenges don't stop just because we're now at 2.8 billion. They're just different types of challenges. I think in the beginning, the main challenge was just surviving, right? It's just economically, 60 million in assets under management to start a firm. It was a big challenge. But we believed in obviously what we do. We knew that, we were doing the right things and putting our clients first. Referrals are really the key to all this growth that we've experienced. We believe in doing a great job for our clients, and them obviously talking to their friends and family and recommending us to help them as well. And we're very, very thankful for all the referrals we've gotten through the years, and we still get it today. But I can take the next day talking about all the challenges that we faced and we still face today in growing a company and operating a business of our size.
Have you guys built the company just off referrals?
We referrals are kind of the lifeblood of our business, but we've also ventured into some new areas that right now are more common part of the marketing of a financial firm. But at the time, we were really pioneering some new efforts. I'll give you an example. Even before we started Gerber Kawasaki back in 2008, right before the crisis, we were part of a FINRA. My office was part of a FINRA pilot program for how advisors can use social media. And obviously, FINRA was more interested in the compliance side of things. We were more interested in, will this work? It's never really been done before. And so we were very early in utilizing social media to generate leads for our firm. And, starting with social media, moving into Google search, moving into Yelp reviews, and really creating a 360 marketing campaign. Ross goes on TV, gets our name out there. People go online, Google our firm. People go on Yelp, look at reviews, and then they decide to call us, right? So that was something that we did very early on that definitely contributed to our growth to where we are today. And it's still a great source of new clients for us.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. And I do think that's, tapping into that social media marketing, online marketing there, it probably helped bring in, that next younger generation of clients.
100%. And advisors too, who can identify with the marketing strategies that we employ here. We never believed in cold calling and door knocking. For the young advisors who are listening to this, that was kind of the business model, right? In the 80s and the 90s,
Yeah.
Cold calling, it was door knocking, and that's very impersonal, very low success rate. So we kind of hit gold when we decided to really put our efforts into utilizing the internet and social media and everything else to reach out to clients and get our voice out there, and then consequently, getting the leads that we've been getting.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that that really contributed to the success of getting the name out there. Can you share some of the strategies or insights that have propelled Gerber Kawasaki to success and earned recognition that you have gained through investment news and the LA Business Journal?
It's a combination of many different things, and at the center of all is just putting your clients first. It's really going above and beyond the call of duty to really service our clients in a manner that they deserve to be served, and being independent and impartial to your investment selection, to focusing on the financial planning side of things. Everything kind of starts with a goal, and then everything trickles down from there, as far as establishing a portfolio, which types of accounts to open. So it's really all kind of ties together with the final product being the success that we've achieved so far, and obviously we're not done.
Thank you. And in a competitive landscape, how do you guys manage to differentiate your firm and create that unique value proposition that resonates with clients?
It's one of our goals to differentiate ourselves from our competitors, which is in a way not very hard to do, because our industry is kind of a stale, and it's the demographics of our industry is pretty telling. I think the average advisor today is in their 60s, probably planning their own retirement. So there's an amazing opportunity for a younger firm like ours to really take over, say, the next 10, 20 years. We're relatively young. I like to say I'm relatively young too, and have many years, if not decades, ahead of me. So using technology, using social media to communicate with our clients. I have to say COVID, despite being a very difficult period, opened up a lot of doors for us to become more efficient, right? Before COVID, we used to see clients in person, and clients are running late, there's traffic, and then it kind of messes up your whole schedule. Right now, every appointment starts on time, ends on time. We can see a lot more clients throughout the day, and that's just using Zoom as a technology to enable us to do all that. One piece that's been very important to us is the fact that we do our own money management. We don't farm it out. We do a lot of research in-house. We are not afraid of picking stocks. Everything is customized to the clients. Some clients don't want individual stocks. Some clients want to take positions in individual companies. So we're happy to accommodate whatever our clients' needs and obviously risk tolerance and goals are. But I think that's something very unique. I think the industry has kind of gone away from picking stocks and afraid of making calls and being wrong. And every advisor wants to put things in a motto and automate their business and then go play golf and travel.
Right.
We're here to work. We're here to really roll up our sleeves and put in the work, and we know that the final product is much, much better.
Thank you.
And speaking of success, how do you measure success in your role as a leader at your firm in the industry?
It's very simple. It's the success of my clients and the success of my employees. Where I draw the most satisfaction today is it's not compliance. I can tell you that much. I'm the CCO of the company. It's an important aspect of the business, obviously, but where I draw the most satisfaction is seeing my clients retire, send their kids to college, receive thank you notes for the work that we've done together for a long time. And then alongside that is just seeing the success of my, not just my advisors, but my employees in general. to have better lives, make a good income, be able to provide for their families, be able to do fun things, whether it's whatever it is that they like, right? Travel or, take their kids to special trips and vacations. And so that's something that makes me very proud and very happy.
So let me ask you this. Speaking of some specific stocks that you say that you guys aren't afraid to pick stocks, which I love that, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you, do you have any in mind that you guys have been hot on this year?
Let me wear my compliance hat here for a second.
Yeah, right. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to.
No, this is public information, so I don't think I'm sharing anything that is not public. We filed 13F, so anyone can go out there and check it out. But we've had a few home runs throughout our life here. Tesla being kind of the first one. We were really early Tesla investors. I want to say back in 2012. Ross and I had an opportunity to see a Model S before anyone else. And the reputation of an electric car up to that point was not good. They were clunky, they were ugly, they were just not as appealing to the public. But when we got to see the Model S and how great it looked, and how modern it was, we knew that we had something special. So Tesla, more than home runs, it's been a few grand slams for us. NVIDIA is our top holding, so I don't think I need to say more. NVIDIA is doing phenomenally well, led by an amazing CEO, a visionary, a guy who will probably go down as one of the most influential leaders in of our time. We're very, very bullish on this whole AI space and what can come out of it. I think we're still very early in this AI race and how data will be utilized to create software and productivity. Apple, it's been a top stock for us for many, many years, since the beginning of our company, basically. And these are, again, speaking of these companies today, it may seem obvious, but 14, 12 years ago, it wasn't so obvious. So that's just to name a few, some of the highlights for us.
And let me ask you this: looking ahead, what do you see for the future of Gerber Kawasaki? Obviously, you guys have built almost $3 billion. Phenomenal, by the way. What lies ahead in the future for you guys?
Yeah, this is a great question. I've talked to a lot of business owners, not just in the financial industry, but businesses in general. And the consensus, the feedback that I got was that 50 employee size is kind of an inflection point. It's yep. You kind of started spreading yourself a little too thin because you're kind of pulled in all these different directions of the business. And, so you need to invest in your infrastructure. You need to make sure you have a solid management team. You need to make sure that you have departments, like a bigger company, right? Now we have a human resources department. We have a marketing department. We have our, financial officer. So these are all positions that as a brand new company, you just can't afford to have. So we're investing heavily in our infrastructure to be able to support hopefully 100 advisors in the near future. And we're very, very ambitious, and we're trying to become one of the top RA firms in the industry.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And what do you envision for the future of the industry? Any trends, technologies you see shaping the industry? And, perhaps how is your firm evolving to meet the changes of the needs of clients? I know you mentioned infrastructure, but with regards to trends and technologies.
Yeah, I mean, technology for us, I mean, we wouldn't be able to get the results that we're having without, as I mentioned before, things like Zoom,
Hmm.
right? Zoom has this AI functionality now that I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but once
Takes note
you,
for us, and yeah,
I mean, that thing is
Right?
amazing, right? Like
yeah, no.
you finish your
Been
call
waiting
with
for that forever.
I know, and it's so good, and it doesn't compute numbers really well. So if your call has a lot of numbers and
Oh,
math,
I noticed that. Yeah.
it doesn't keep up with you. But as far as getting what the conversation is and summarizing it in a very nice format, I mean that alone is a lifesaver, right? I mean we're always
Hmm.
taking notes and then having to put the notes into your CRM. Now it's just like boom, you finished your call in 5 minutes, you get this AI summary, you transfer into your CRM, and you're good to go. So things like that are definitely an enhancer to our growth. Um, the ability basically to do more with and kind of open up your time to be able to you know spend more time with your clients, which is really ultimately like I always tell my team here, you kind of always have to focus on money making activities, right? It's not there's administrative things that you got to do in between, but you got to make sure that every day you're focusing on money making activities, being in front of a client, reaching out to prospects, going to networking events, meeting people. Those are, money making activities that I think technology will continue to improve our efficiency and be able to do more of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
CRM is another one, right? Like just, be able to have everything in one place. You have a call, you have an email, you have reviews that are coming up. I kind of jokingly say, I have two bosses, three really, my Outlook, my calendar is my boss, my Salesforce is my second boss, and I have an amazing assistant in Chantel, and she's my third boss. She tells me where I need to be, what time I need to go, and I just follow directions. I'm actually really good at following directions.
Yeah, I just have one boss. It's Ashley. She tells me what to do every
And
day.
then I'm the one reporting to the CRM and the
Yeah,
calendar.
yeah. I knew that. I knew that going in, Mike.
Uh,
So give us your opinion on AI. Where do you think AI is taking the industry, and as a sector, as it, being in, I guess, the new tech sector, where do you see that going?
Sure. Funny you asked that because in the office here, I'm kind of the bear. I always play devil's advocate. I'm always skeptical of all these new things. And one of our managing partners, Hatem, 2 weeks ago brought an Apple Vision Pro,
Oh wow.
and I'm like, okay, they're like, oh, you got to try it, you got to try it. So I put this thing on, and I'm, like again, I'm a skeptical. I'm like, I'm not expecting much, and I mean, it's just unbelievable. The possibilities are really endless, right? You put this thing, and you have this whole screen in front of you. You're using your fingers to click on things. It follows your eyes, so it knows where you're looking. I think again, we're very, very early in this AI development. Who knows what functionalities and software and capabilities that people will come up with, but really the possibilities are endless. I mean, if you just go back 10 years and if you're looking into the future, I have a cyber truck. I'm driving a truck that's from another planet. I mean, this thing is just unbelievable. And then you have this virtual reality, Apple Vision Pro. So we have an investment meeting every week, and we're talking about probably in the near future our phones will be obsolete. I don't think you need a device this big, you know, it's just in your pocket. You know, I think it will go away. I think it's, you know, something with the glasses, you know, a lot of companies and Meta and Google have, you know, tried to come up with, you know, virtual reality sets and this and that. I think there's a lot of improvements that they need to make, but I can definitely see the path that we're heading towards.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being very honest, when I heard about the Apple Vision Pro, I was terrified. And
Yeah.
I actually ran to Mike and I was like, you need to watch this video. Oh no, we're going into the future world and it's crazy. I mean,
It's
pretty soon
great.
I'm like, are we going to be talking to each other anymore? Or are we just going to be living in virtual reality?
Yeah. And that's my concern. I love being in nature. I love, you know, dealing with people face to face. And, you know, I have young sons, and I kind of fear for their, you know, development as people to not lose the human touch, right? It's, I think that's what gives us connection. That's what, in a way, gives us purpose and meaning. But, you know, if you want to, for 30 minutes, put this headset and watch a concert, right? Or, you know, or watch a sports game. I think that experience is as close as it gets to a live event if you can't be there live.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Right. I'm curious, do you feel like with AI and technology, they're integrating it now where they're selling it, you know, use it for work, do this and that with it. Do you see it or any challenges or kind of things with how it's going to interfere with the future of independent wealth firms possibly in the future? You know, people aren't going to need that they're going to have a robo-advisor.
Yeah. You know, the robo-advisor wave kind of came and went, right? Like, yeah, I remember, I don't know how long ago that was, maybe 10 years ago, we were all going to be replaced by the robo-advisor. And where are they now, right? And I think that's a testament that ultimately people still need guidance from real people who get not only the numbers, but get the emotional side of the business, right? You know, I train my advisors all the time that our value is not just on the performance rate of return number that clients see on the statement. A lot of our value sometimes is not reflected on the statement. You know, when clients call you with some silly idea, investment idea that their neighbor told them about, and we talked them out of it, right? And we saved them, you know, thousands of dollars in an investment that went bust. That doesn't show up on the statement that they receive every month.
Right.
When we help them plan to buy a house, and, you know, they buy a house and 10 years later, that house has appreciated in price. That doesn't show on the investment statement. So, you know, our value goes goes way beyond, you know, just rate of returns and, you know, oh, what did I do this year? Oh, what did the S&P do this year? It's really, you know, a safety board for them making good decisions financially and sometimes just in life, you know, and I think that's kind of the cool part about what we do. You know, we play such an integral role in people's lives because they rely on us to make good decisions, you know, whether they should buy or rent, whether they should buy or lease a car, you know, whether they should take financial aid or pay for their kids' education from 529s. So all, you know, all these things, you know, there's an emotional component to them that really cannot be replaced by a computer.
Right.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it's what I've heard from my own financial advisor, you know, don't rule your portfolio with your emotions. Right. And I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
So what's your, you know, we've doubled we've doubled our debt. Interest rates have skyrocketed. Well, I mean, not compared to, you know, the 90s.
Brazil in the 80s.
Right. You know, what's your economic outlook? Where do you see things going?
I think the near future is always unpredictable. I think trying to predict what's going to happen in the near future is really difficult. I really like Warren Buffett's approach of just betting in America, betting in our future growth, and that we're heading in the right direction. There are many risks ahead, but they've always been there. And I think for the sake of investing, it's really time in the market, not trying to time the market. So, this is kind of might be a canned answer, but it is so true. Invest in a diversified portfolio of companies that fit into your profile, and make adjustments as necessary. I think 2 years ago everyone was calling for a recession and a big economic slowdown, and somehow we've been able to navigate this beautifully. I know the Fed gets a lot of negativity, and it's really hard to please 250, 300 million people at the same time. But the numbers are the numbers. So far, we've kind of created a soft landing scenario that seems to be the case. And I think when rates start to go down, that will be another bullish time for markets and the fixed income market as well. But beyond that, it's really hard to predict what's ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, Danilo, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your experiences with us today. It's been so enlightening hearing your incredible journey from Brazil to United States to founding your own firm. And we're really excited to see what is to come for you and Gerber Kawasaki in the future here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. It was great talking to you both.
Obrigado.
Well done.
And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the What Matters podcast. Be sure to subscribe for more conversations that explore what truly matters in our lives. Until next time, take care and stay curious.